Tell me how you got started producing music and the steps you took to progress.
So when I was 16-ish for my birthday, I got my first actual machine, and I didn't know anything about it at the time, so I had to watch a ton of YouTube videos. Spent a long time doing that, and I pretty much taught myself. And then a year and a half later, I bought a keyboard and did basically the same exact thing. And from there, I just did over and over again, just kept practicing.
Who are some of your influences in music?
In rap, I would say Danny Brown, Mac Miller, Travis Scott, JPEG Mafia. If you're a producer, you love Kanye West. In rock, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, War on Drugs. In blues, Muddy Waters. You know, just a bunch of different influences from different genres.
Can you give us a little rundown of some of the equipment you use to produce these beats?
Yeah, so the most important thing is the machine, which is basically the controller of the whole thing. I can sequence, which means I can put drums and different instruments in different spots, which hooks up to my Mac, which is like the visual representation of that. And then I also have my keyboard, which gives me the opportunity to play different notes without having to go through like a whole fuss of it all. And then I also have a preamp, which allows me to use my mic. And then I have my mic and my pop filter, which keeps P's out.
Can you give me kind of a step-by-step, like the process you go through to produce these beats?
Yeah, so the first thing I do is I find a sound I like. So I go through like multiple kits and find melodies, harmonies, synths, stuff like that I want to use, pianos. And once I do find a one or a few that I like, I keep them for later. And then I get a drum kit and I make a few patterns. And from there I go back to the melodies and put a melody over it. And then at that point, it's really just mixing it, which is just deciding what needs to be loud, what needs to be quiet, what part of each instrument needs to be loud, what part of it needs to be quiet, and then just making sure it sounds good and it's loud enough and not too loud.
How many beats do you think you've made since you started making beats?
From the beginning, probably 1,000. I had to delete like the first 2 years worth because I ran out of space on my computer. So now it's really just past 2 years. That's all I have left.